Hello and welcome. Glad you found your way here past all those Mr. Beasts and video essays. I'm Professor Twine, and my studies are in the area of these wonderful creatures we call Pokemon as plush. I'll be your guide in this series as we follow the arduous journey to collect an accurately stuffed version of every known Pokemon species, in an effort to finally create the world's first fully scale-accurate Pokemon Plush Collection. If you'll follow me into this tall grass, if I can find the door here, I really need to get a new wallpaper, we'll hopefully encounter our first Pokemon. Number 1 in the Pokedex, the seed Pokemon Bulbasaurs, who we're starting out with. A real Bulbasaur scales in at 2 foot and 4 inches, or about 71 centimeters. In this series, we're trying to go for a 1 foot to 2 inch plush scale, meaning that this guy should end up about 4 inches tall, which he is. Take note real quick that I will kind of bend that scale occasionally if it makes the overall collection look a little better. In particular, you're going to see that later on with both Venusaur and Squirtle. But let's get back on topic to talking about Bulbasaur. This guy's got a bright teal body, a big green bulb on his back, and embroidery all around. It's really cool. I don't even think there's that many repeating patterns of the green splotch. It seems unique every time. This plush in particular was made by Jazzwares as a part of a little keychain set. You can probably still find it in a local Walmart or maybe even Target. Another big part I want to do as a part of this series is guide you guys along with me so that if you want to get scale accurate versions of your favorite Pokemon, you can do it. I actually have a question that relates to that later, but for right now, we're just going to put this guy away and get on his evolution. Number 2 in the Pokedex, also the seed Pokemon, Ivysaur. Ivysaur measures in at a whopping 3'3". Now, we don't have specifications on whether that includes the bulb or not, and so I think this is pretty accurate. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is kind of a placeholder until I can get my hands on the Sine one. It's really hard to find, I think. I actually saw it at a convention yesterday, but I didn't have enough money to buy it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a pretty prominent bootleg of the Sine Ivysaur plush, which you can probably just go on eBay and find for a decent amount of money. Maybe even find it at a local fair or something. And the main reason I bought him, you know, he scales pretty well with the Bulbasaur plush. Pretty vibrant colors, nice variety in fabric, especially on the leaves. They're very floppy. I'd say if you want some side grades to this one, I could maybe recommend the Sitting Cuties one. It looks like it might scale well. It says it's 6 inch. Oh shit, this bulb is breaking open. What the heck? But yeah, for right now, ideally, that's the Ivysaur I've got for this set. Now, let's move on to someone that scales even better with Venusaur. You'll never believe what category of Pokemon this is. Big V measures in at over 6.5 feet, and this plush is only maybe 10.5 inches, so why? This is the regular scale Venusaur plush by Jazzwares. Although it's advertised as being a 12-inch plush, it actually closer measured around to 10, which is what I mentioned earlier, where it's a foot shorter than it should be, but I think it works because it works with the other 2 final starter evos, so I like it that way. It's got amazing detail work with all the embroidery and the separate fabrics. And look at this blooming flower out the back, man. It's great. And what'll usually be a bunch of splotches everywhere, there's actually little crescents. The leaves, too, they're actually got a decent amount of thickness to them, so kind of posing. And overall, it just looks really nice when it's put next to the whole family tree. Tree, grass. But real quick, there's something special about Venusaur. It's the first Pokemon on this list that has other forms. It's Gigantamax and it's Mega Evolution. So am I going to get plush for those as well? Yes. Or are you big fat salad? Get back in the Pokeball. I'm slander. That's so mean. Yep, it's the lizard Pokemon Charmander. Did you actually know that Charmander in Japan is pronounced subscribe? That reminds me. Charmander measures in at a nice even 2 foot, and this plush is, believe it or not, 4 inches. I know it doesn't look like 4 inches next to the Bulbasaur that I said was 4 inches, but it's the angle, trust me. Speaking of that Bulbasaur, it's actually in the same set, the Jazzwares keychain, meaning that you can probably find this guy pretty easily along with the other 2. Wait, that's a spoiler. Shh, ignore that. Get that out of your head right now. I'm calling the police. It's got a great variety in embroidery, separate fabrics, and even printing on the tail. A lot of detail on this little plush. Look at the bottom of his little baby feet. Stinker. I should really cut off this tag. It is fat. But that'll be the Charmander plush used in this collection. On to its evolution, Charmander. Have we ever got an explanation for why he's so red? It would actually be a pretty cool regional form if like they made one where it was a regional Charizard and it was red instead of being orange to go with Charmeleon. That's not what this video is about. This is once again another bootleg of the Sine plush, and this one I can't recommend the Sitting Cutie on because for some reason it's really fat. In the scale, Charmeleon would measure in at about 6.25 inches, and, you know, this guy scales in there. Great embroidery work on the eyes. The head shape is somehow, I don't even know how they made the little spike thing and have it look good and not like a nub. He's very angry. The Sine Charmeleon is not this angry. I don't know. So someone was just pissed off when they made him. Skinny, lanky little arms with these big, meaty claws. This one's weird. It's the only one of these 3 bootleg ones I got that's sitting for some reason. Lazy fat ass. But when you head to the back, I love the way that they do the flame. They actually do it the same on Charizard, where it's 2 different pieces of fabric connected by a piece of embroidery. That's everything I gotta say about this Charmeleon plush until I get the real one. That'll be its own video. How grand.
It's time for Big
He's actually not even my favorite fire starter. Irate Gamer on top. This plush, however, is on top. It's probably my favorite part of this whole 9-piece set. He's so big, I actually had to switch the camera position if you hadn't noticed. Might surprise you to learn that Charizard is actually 5'7", otherwise known as 1 mean. Translates to our scale to about 11 inches, which this guy measures in. His ears might push him over the 11 scale, but let me have this, man. He was so cool. He's only $20 at Walmart. He's also the only one in that little trio that gets restocked pretty often, so if you're unable to find one, sounds like a bit of a skill issue. I want to talk about these wings, man. I want to talk about these wings so bad. They're so rad. Piece of cardboard inside of them to help them keep their shape, as well as using the embroidery to indent the wings. It's so cool. The shape is so good, and they blend almost seamlessly into the body. I don't know how they did it, and they gave it the spike at the top. How do you do it? Also, they're so big and flimsy that he can hide the other two and himself in his own wings. It's awesome. It's like that one card art. He's big and round, but that's how Charizard's always been. He's actually like pretty fat once you get to look at him, which, you know, maybe that sitting cutie for Charmeleon isn't that bad. Look at these little noodle arms. Why do you think he knows scratch and slash? That's basically all he can do with these. Good legs, though. You at least want to be able to stand, which he does very well thanks to the support of the tail, which is awesome. Look at that huge flame at the tip of the tail. It's crazy. But after appreciating you so much, you gotta go. Potential mom. What does this guy even do? He just gets forms, of which I will be getting plush for, but shut up. Somebody's probably on the thumbnail. Number 7, Squirtle, the tiny turtle Pokemon. Yeah, the tiny turtle Pokemon specifically. The rest of the line is known as the turtle Pokemon. This one's the tiny turtle Pokemon. Which is funny, because even though I said it earlier, I didn't really realize he's actually not that much shorter than the rest of the starters, as most things portray him as. He's 1'8", Charmander's 2 foot, and Bulbasaur's 2'4", if you remember. So he's only 4 inches shorter than Charmander. And yeah, 8 inches a lot. It's a pretty big difference between him and Bulbasaur, but we're going to talk about the plush because there's no way I'm not using this one. I really love it. His eye embroidery is just as good as Charmander's. I love the faces on these. And his shell, dude, his shell is so nice looking. It's got a nice fabric to it, too. Look at that little tail and his fat little tag. But quick, he's evolving into the guy who got special treatment in the theme song. So too tall for the damn setup. This guy scales in around a solid 6 inches, which is a good translation of his 3'3" stature. And I want to make something clear real quick. Professor Schwein does not hate bootlegs, and he does not hate you for using them. It is a self-imposed challenge on me that I'm trying to get as many official plush as I can. Hating on plush just because they're not official is capitalist propaganda. I'm not into that. I'd honestly implore you to go find bootlegs for most of these plush because they're a lot cheaper. I mean, this guy was the same price as the keychain Squirtle. And his quality is great. His tail specifically, I love the fabric they use for it and the vibrant colors that spray all across of him. He almost looks shiny, but I have a shiny in Pokemon Go, so I know it's not. His big floopy ears, it almost makes him outscale what he's supposed to be, so you go. Oh, he's trying to fight. Oh. Overall, it's a pretty great placeholder until I can get my hands on that Sinay plush. And on to the last Pokemon of this video. Big Man Blastoise. Big Man Blastoise! Is that copyrighted? Can I use that? It'll be in the background if I can use it. This is Jazzware's 12-inch, or more accurately, 10-inch Blastoise plush. I almost said Squirtle. This is a Mega Squirtle, did you know? It grows guns, that's how mega it is. A Blastoise would regularly measure in at 5'3", which equates to 10 inches, so he's good on the scale. He's also good in the looks department. I love this plush. This is honestly my favorite of the 3. I know I just glazed Charizard, but this is my favorite. They're all just so good. For $20, you can get yourself a bomb-ass plush from Jazzware's eye embroidery specifically. Look at that. It's so good. It's so big, too, and his big, dull gray eyes. I didn't know he had gray eyes until this. I don't even think he does have gray eyes, but it's a cool touch. The printing on his body is pretty subtle, which honestly I prefer to a giant embroidered line. It just, you know, it looks sleeker that way. And the main reason they probably did it is because of this white around his arms. It'd be pretty hard to pull off with the right fabric, so I think we can cut him some slack here. A touch that should have happened but didn't is the legs here, it being a completely separate pattern when they obviously could have just stole the one they already made for Charizard. But instead, he's got these massive armored legs. It really complements the shell. Oh my god, the shell is so cool. It's a nice, deep, dark brown, the rim of which, too, is like kind of foldable, so if you want it to go forward or backward, it doesn't really matter. Cannons, dude, the cannons, they're so rad. These, in all honesty, should have been tubes, but they're not. They've got that extra detail of being a little bit thicker at the end, and they can wobble around to and fro, so if he's like down and he can like aim them up, it's pretty sick. I just want to call attention to the ears. I don't know why. I think they're done really well. His arms are big and muscly, and I really like that about him too. Complemented greatly by these fat claws they give him all around. They're even double fabric on the bottom. It's just tail, just pointing out the back. It kind of helps him to stand because he's a little bit fat. That's everything I got for Blastoise. I can't actually put him back in the Pokeball. Look, he's refusing. He won't go back in. Why you do that? But that'll be the end of this episode of what I'm gonna call SPPC, the Stuff Perfect Pokemon Plush Collection. It's a pretty rad name, innit? Today we showed off 9 of 9 total Pokemon out of 1,025. So it's progress. Almost 1%, which is a pretty good start in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed and that you're excited for the future of the series. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.